We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for divine masculine, to see what is going on. Today, our sun is getting quite active. It's gone from quite quiet to a little bit of activity as we've had 3 M class flares coming at us. We also have a sunspot that didn't exist yesterday. And this is probably going to kick off a few more solar flares too. So we're feeling this burst or wave of energy. You might be feeling this in different ways. I always say that oftentimes when we're dealing with the solar energies, it's amazing for clearing things. However, it can make it so you're not getting as much sleep, or you're getting interrupted sleep, like having a hard time falling asleep or having a hard time staying asleep too. This can make you a little bit more irritable at times. But we know that these energies are playing a huge role in the awakening that is happening, and even in the collective energies. When we have these big bursts or waves of energy, you might be feeling it in different ways. With these energies, they're going to amplify how we're already feeling. This is why doing the inner work is so important too. But they can make your moods all over the place, and they can give you all types of different ascension symptoms too. It just kind of depends on how you're feeling and receiving these energies and where your energy is at too. So don't be surprised if you're feeling the collective energies right now. Sometimes we can feel a little low or disconnected, but this is a great time to connect to the spiritual. So it's a great time to get out into nature, or even to connect with your higher self when we're receiving these energies, or to do a good recharge. Now today we have our Capricorn sun, which is sextile Neptune, which is in Pisces. This is bringing a beautiful energy that should be helping you to tap in a little bit more. It should be heightening your intuition. It's also really amazing for creativity, or even anchoring those dreams into the physical reality with what you're trying to manifest. But we're in the tail end of Capricorn season, so you might be focused a little bit more on the practical or whatever you got going on day to day right now, right? But it's bringing a dreamy energy regardless. And it's shining a light on your dreams, goals, and manifestations, especially for this year or the near future, moving forward and where you want to be in life. So you might have a big focus on that right now. But like I said, beautiful energies to be tapping into. But we're going to go ahead and do a reading for twin flames specifically. Remember, I always tell you this is just a general reading. So if you need one-on-one sessions, you just do the phone call option on my website. I would so recommend it too. It's going to help you with more clarity on your situation, what you should be doing, and even how to shift certain things. I go in with you and help you to shift stuff. So if you need me, you just go ahead and book those sessions on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I am an energy healer. I have a ton of healings, clearings, and activations on there. I have a bunch of stuff up for today. I made sure to update my shop. I always keep it up to date anyway, so if it's on there, you could always do it. I have a bunch of stuff up for this weekend though. Great energies to be using for healing. I also do twin flame coaching, which is great for helping you through the process. I always recommend it, in fact, too. I've brought the fairy cards with this batch too. I can't wait. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do some cards. Let's start with the Divine Feminine and do a reading for the Divine Feminine. Like I said, this is just a collective reading. Only take what resonates. Make sure you're getting one-on-one help and support too. So Divine Feminine Collective, Divine Masculine, if you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. Okay, so I was telling someone with these energies, they can trigger a lot, but I see good things coming out of this ascension, like mastery, getting it together, healing areas of your life that you may have been challenged or stuck on for a long time. And I help with the twin flame process because it's no different than the ascension process, but sometimes it's a little escalated, with obviously a big focus on healing your love life. We have a lot of focus on healing your love life and certain patterns that you may be, I don't want to say stuck in, playing out again and again, within your template, within your programming, within your patterns, and within your energy field. So we have a big focus on shifting out of patterns that are outdated or are no longer serving you, to heal your love life. But with any area of your life, I was telling someone this morning, it's not going to usually happen overnight. You're going to have to really heal certain areas, and it could be different for everyone what you're healing in this lifetime or what you're still needing to heal in certain areas. So in certain areas that you struggle with or you've been having a hard time with, you might have blocks in these areas that come down to the energy level. This is why clearing the blocks is so effective for healing on the energy level or the that deeper level too. So this can translate to all areas of your life. You're clearing a lot of blocks right now. This could be within your love life. This could be within your finances. This could be within your root chakra, around your job. It just kind of depends on how that translates for you. Within these higher energies, we're being guided to really heal and work through and release any blocks. Sometimes these blocks are on the deeper level. Sometimes they're on the belief system level. It just kind of depends. You were my sanctuary. You were the only person I could confide in, and I betrayed your trust. Some of you guys have been learning a lot of lessons around twin flame. I always say, especially, it doesn't have to be a separation message, but some of you guys may be navigating complex situations, or even in that circumstances, or even complex separations. And if you are, or you have yet to come into union, because I see that a lot, kind of working towards it or doing the work where you guys are at, most of you guys, right? I like to think everyone is, but okay. So maybe you're doing that work to heal something, but learning from the previous lessons, whether this is previous lessons that you learned prior to meeting your twin flame, or even things that have come up with your twin flame, so that you can kind of learn how things went or how things are going. Twin flames, obviously, each is your own complete person with its own kind of things you're working through in this lifetime. You each carry baggage, things you're trying to heal, wounding, triggers, whatever it is. Learning from whatever has happened within this connection so that you can do it right when you're ultimately coming into union. I'm haunted by us. I didn't follow my heart, and now I don't know how to let you go. Very important that you're following your heart. Oftentimes, a lot of our wounding around love has nothing to do with love, and it's like things that we need to clear. Blocks, programs, negative beliefs, things that we've picked up. I was tapping in, and like a lot of people actually come from karmic connections and karmic unions. Like usually your parents probably had a pretty karmic relationship or connection. It was just times on the planet. So you picked up a lot of karmic programming, and some of it wasn't very great. And this could be from childhood. It could be from your ancestral line. It could be from previous connections. We're trying to heal and kind of, I want to say transcend, right? Ascend out of the outdated programming that isn't serving us, that might be kind of wreaking havoc in our life, and of course our love life and things like that. So we're doing a lot of healing on the planet during this time to release things that are no longer serving us or are blocking up, whether it's our manifesting, our love life, other areas of our life. We're going through a lot of healing very, very fast. These energies tend to push things to the surface. They tend to push up problems, karmic energies, blocks, but then you can kind of acknowledge them, face them, and even heal them, because you have to be able to see this stuff to kind of work through it too. So it might feel like during this time you have a lot of energies rising, especially if you're on the twin flame journey. A lot of you guys know it brings up or stirs up a lot of energy that you may perceive as even negative, whether this is like negative beliefs and fears and doubts, or energies that you're having to clear and kind of deal with on the emotional level. It brings up and stirs up a lot of energies fast. So this is why I always recommend doing lots of energy clearing and healing work. Will help you with some of these areas, and we're kind of learning how to heal the right way and turning to the energy healing too. So you might have a lot kind of coming to the surface, but in a more positive way. This is to help you to heal as you're working through, whether it's energies that are negative, beliefs, whatever it is. You're meant to be healing some of these aspects. Twin flame oftentimes will either reflect back to you or trigger. So we'll say they could reflect back shadow aspects within them and what they're playing out, or stir these things up from within you that you need to transmute and kind of heal, or even trigger wounding and things like that. Someone was like, my twin flame is really, really triggering me. And I'm like, well, they're doing their job. Like, right? All right. They're showing you the areas you need to heal, and you need that you're responsible for releasing and working through, right? So more unhealed, more triggers, right? More things coming up, more healed, less triggers, going smoother. And there's stuff that we are still needing to heal, or we're responsible for healing within ourselves too. So just know that twin flame can trigger things to the surface for you to heal, especially with the mirroring dynamic between twin flames. It can get very intense, whether that's in a good way and it's going good, or that in a negative way and not feeling so great, and showing you some of those not feeling so great areas that may need a little bit of love and attention and even healing. outside energies and circumstances got in the way. This is my favorite because oftentimes twin flames meet. This doesn't go for everyone. Everyone's different, but I do a lot of studying of the dynamics of this. And sometimes it can feel like we met, it was going amazing, and everything got in the way. And I always go, the universe. You're dealing with the universe. The same forces that can bring you together can oftentimes feel like they're working against you and tearing you apart into spaces of separation. So when they're bringing you together, union, right, tearing you apart, getting in the way, circumstances weren't ideal, you had challenges. Oftentimes the biggest reason for this is because there was more healing work to be done, and people don't want to hear that. Like, it's like blocks come in between you. This could be people, friends, family, karmics, whatever it is. But the reason why is because, and I find this, oftentimes everyone has different situations. There's more work to be done. If you get honest with yourself about your situation, maybe either you or your twin flame had some healing to do, or to clear some blocks on each side so that you could come into smooth union. So what often happens is twin flames meet, and I always describe it as euphoric bliss love bubble. This is my person. It feels like, you're just gonna go have this ideal, amazing connection, and maybe you begin it, or you're getting these realizations, you're awakening, feels amazing. But then in reality, oftentimes you guys haven't done enough work, if you get honest at that point, and it's like, okay, and then the cracks start to show. Right? But the best thing you can do, no matter what your situation is, to keep working on you and your side, and allow your twin flame, this is a reading for Divine Feminine, to work through what they need to work through too, because you're having to. And I find that with the twin flame dynamic, this is an amazing connection that often takes us into the 5D and out of the 3D karmic patterns and into a 5D relationship and connection for those of you guys that are able to work through and master the process, where you're very connected but maybe a little bit more independent, in understanding that each of you has your kind of own soul path and soul mission and things to work through, right? And so it oftentimes will take us into these spaces that we need to navigate, where we really begin to work on ourselves and our own healing. And this is what usually sets aside some of these connections from the usual 3D type of karmic connections or dynamics and things like that. And this is meant to help you, and meant to really help you to grow more too. So if you feel that there are, I say blocks, right? Circumstances, blocks, challenges, oftentimes there are, and that you have to kind of flow with it too. So sometimes twin flames weren't ready yet upon meeting, but you were meant to meet so that you could get ready. Not for everyone, but I see that happening a lot through the collective. I always say do those phone call sessions with me, because they'll give you a lot of insight into what to be doing too, and what to be healing, what to be working on to change your dynamic. I know a lot of people can get stuck for long times, and you shouldn't be. You never should be. So make sure you're reaching out and booking sessions on my site if you need them. There isn't a second of the day that you're not on my mind. Twin flames think about each other all of the time. This separation is because you started to treat me like a karmic partner. Sometimes old karmic wounds come up, and this can get in the way, or programming, or reasons this might come out, and things like that. It could trigger karmic patterns, any karmic. So a lot of times people think, this is it, I'm riding off into the sunset. I certainly hope so, but in reality, if you're holding on to karmic baggage, which most people are, right, if you get honest, then it's gonna have to come out. Oftentimes, you and your twin flame may play out a karmic cycle. This could be leftover karmic energies from your past that you need to heal more, or this could be even from past lifetimes that is affecting the current story, right? It's almost like in a past life, you agreed to come to Earth with your twin flame, and you were going to play out a certain narrative. Now, this could reflect karmic baggage and energy that you're still holding on to, that you needed to heal more. So when we look at karma, I said karma gets a bad rap, but in reality, it's a good thing. It kind of keeps everything in order. That's our lesson. So oftentimes it's like got a bad rap, right? But when you begin to reach a point of maturity spiritually, you begin to understand how karma operates in the cycles, and you begin to do better and to accumulate, sorry, I couldn't think of the word, accumulate less negative karma, more positive energies in your life, right? So we could look at negative karma as negative energies that need to be balanced out or worked through or mastered, or lessons and things like that. And sometimes it's our teacher and it tests us, and it's the whole point of being on earth and things like that. Now, sometimes we had unhealed or unprocessed energies, and this twin flame will come stir these up or act out in that way, right? Bringing them to the surface, kind of pointing towards any karmic wounds or karmic energies or lessons that you need to work through or work on. And so oftentimes if you're like in a karmic pattern and you haven't broken out of it, your twin flame might come right into that pattern, playing it out with you or showing you it. It just depends, but this is important that you are letting go of any karmic energies. They're going to begin to rise up more and more. This is why we see a lot more happening on earth during this time, because your soul is really wanting you to ascend during this time and to make this ascension with the rest of the planet. And so it's a little bit like you haven't been doing your homework. I know you thought you were, but you still have some assignments owed out and school's getting ready to end. And your teacher's like really trying to, get your work in. Okay, this is like what is happening. So a lot of energies are being pushed to the surface very, very fast, and it can feel quite intense. And this is like, sometimes it kind of amps up with your twin flame because they make you think more, they make you reflect more, especially for the divine feminine. Your divine masculine is helping you to awaken. You've met them so that they could play a role in your awakening, but they're not going to allow you to play out the same patterns of your past. It won't work with twin flame. So it's very important that you're clearing and working through whatever karmic baggage you're still processing. Sometimes this is just unhealed energies from your past, old wounds, things that you need to let go of, areas that you need to master and heal more in your own life. So it's like if you struggle in a certain area, your twin flame is not going to come do that work for you. In fact, they might even kind of amplify whatever's going on in that area in some way, pointing you to it. It's important that you're healing the wounds from your past and mastering certain areas of your life that may be coming up or being highlighted during this time for you, because this is a twin flame reading. So we'll say on the twin flame journey, our souls speak the same language that only you and I get. And I love this because oftentimes twin flames, number one, you're telepathic with each other and can just read each other with a look. Like, this is why you're very sensitive to each other's moods and energies. And this is why you got to stay real balanced with each other's moods and energies and things like that, because it can be intense. But this is also other things. Oftentimes, this is a connection guided by synchronicity, and these synchronicities connect you together, these universal energies that are guiding both of you. You might see a sign, your twin flame's favorite food. Sometimes this is my favorite, sometimes when you merge together with your twin flame, you might notice you're craving foods they love or making little changes in your life. It very much is like these two beings say, merge together, and it begins to change both of you. It begins to transform both of you. You might be to pick up each other's habits. So this is why it's important you're getting rid of the negativity so that it's not negative habits and things like that. Because if you have a lot of negative habits and you haven't healed them, your twin flame will begin to mirror them back to you, and things like that, vice versa. But this could be like in a good way. Sometimes you're picking up some of their things or you're becoming more like them. And this is why it's important that we're kind of doing that healing work too and things like that. No, Kitty. So it's very important. I'm like in her spot over here. Okay. It's very important that you're healing things, but you might notice your tastes are changing, or, you see something on television and you just always think of your twin flame. I had someone telling me a synchronicity. These synchronicities could be so random, and they probably will have great meaning with your twin flame, and other people may not understand them. You could have used to watch a favorite television show with your twin flame all of the time, and you see it on television and you really start to think about them, right? Or it could be anything, right? And things like that. So oftentimes you have so many synchronicities that join you together in little things, and it might be like you're into some of the same things, whatever it is. But you know that this is your twin flame. This is a very spiritual connection. You already know that, but a lot of times we begin to question the connection because that's tied to clearing some of the blocks. Like, I've done this. I've designed my coaching to help you guys through a process that many of you guys might have never navigated, well, that you recall in this lifetime, right? I'm sure you have many times, so let's just keep it simple. And you might not understand the process or some of the healing areas that come up, but I have seen a lot of patterns that surface with all twin flames, and that's what I'm into, right? Kind of pinpointing some of these things. So one common thing that I've seen is sometimes you go through different stages or phases with the healing and what comes up. And I mean with the thought process, right? What's going to come up? What's going to surface energetically, block-wise, things like that. So oftentimes your twin flame through the process is going to trigger certain energies to the surface, or thoughts or things that you need to let go of. Oftentimes twin flames go through an intense process that could even leaving you questioning not only the connection but reality. But for those watching this, I think you will know deep down who your person is, even though sometimes our ego loves to start to spin and not understand the process. Because sometimes it doesn't shift right into union. It might require, like I said, some work to be done. This person is worth waiting for and worth doing the work for. Oftentimes you're being guided to work on yourself and become a better version of yourself, right? And this is important too. So you know that this is worth going through this process, or you wouldn't have agreed to it, right? Stay positive. You're noticing that as you're shifting your energy and healing your energy, amazing things are starting to come out of this and things like that. So we have a lot of really nice cards. I see a lot of flames coming back together after some of them in separations or spaces and doing that work. If you're doing the work, you will, but sometimes you're needing to really do that healing work and pinpoint blocks and problems and things like that. Some of you guys, this is like love bubble, honeymoon, right? This is like union kind of energy and things like that. So some of you guys are spending more time away from the world right now. I was kind of joking around as we're watching some changes happening in the world and things like that. We're noticing changes happen, but this is for our highest good, and remembering that out of the 3D, the 5D is always here, and we're being guided to shift out of the 3D and into a 5D frequency so that we can kind of adjust. So you're going through a big transformation right now, and so like there's certain times of the year where the solar energy spikes and we go kind of move into higher frequencies. So for us, that'll be March to May. And so we're kind of in this space as we're kind of going through some energy shifts right now. And you might be feeling that. Some of you guys are kind of pulling back and doing your spiritual work and working on yourself. This is a good time to meditate, get spiritual, do healing work on yourself as we're getting ready to go into this higher spike that'll start around March. And that kind of goes with the spring, right? We go into the spring and things like that. Okay, speak your truth. Time to really work on your throat chakra. We see that chakra coming up a lot lately right now. You might be clearing things. Some of you guys might be going through, like we talked about, that cocoon, that retreat, spending time alone. Some of you guys might be in that colder part of the year, depending on where you live too. That might affect things. You're being guided to really reprogram right now. And this is like release negative energies, release false narratives, release expectations, and to continue to raise your frequency. And a lot of people are like, I have been, yeah, we're going to keep going. Like, right? Okay, we got it because the earth is, and we have to continue this process alongside the earth and things like that. So make sure you're doing things to raise your vibrational frequencies, staying positive, doing your spiritual work, sacred sexuality, releasing things from your past and from your energy field. As I say, this is year of the snake. We're doing Kundalini, right? Kundalini activation. I'm not going to go too into that. I think I did a couple videos ago, but oftentimes your twin flame masculine is here too. You'll be like, what are they doing through all that purging and releasing of energy? They are here to cleanse and clear you, but you got to do that yourself. But sometimes they hit you just right, right? And you're being guided to release energies, and then the energies rise. And as you're going into these layers of yourself and clearing, I say sludge, shadow, negative traits, things you need to acknowledge within yourself, as they shine a light on these things and you do that healing work, you're clearing things away very fast. You're raising your frequency and letting go of all the problems, because those were some of the stuck energy problems and things like that. So oftentimes your divine masculine plays an important role in your awakening. If you're not in full union yet, or like in a relationship, sometimes you're not fully ready, and to continue to work on your healing or other areas of your life that may need it, and you'll kind of know what to be doing. This is harmonize, let your light shine, tapping into your light. Okay, so I brought these little fairy cards. I'm excited about them today. We're gonna do rejuvenation. Rejuvenating the spirit will spark the desire to experience the greatness of life. And this is kind of like, I love these cards too. We are being guided to rest and restore and to replenish your energy. This is very important with spiritual awakening. We live in a society that loves to burn us out, stress us out, and things like that, right? Welcome to the Matrix. You're being guided to pull back a little bit. Maybe some of you guys are, especially if you're apart from your twin flame or you're in separation or still working towards union. You're in this space of really healing yourself and connecting with yourself and replenishing and restoring your energy. Sometimes when we're in this solar flare energy, it's a good time to recharge. I know a lot of you guys will be doing that this weekend. I have a lot of, I notice, because I kind of flow with the universe, I have a lot of healings up for this weekend. So if you need an energy healing, you need a recharge. I know I've been doing a lot of like clearings. It's a new year, getting ready for the year right ahead. So we're getting ready for, we've already started the year, right? But we have the year ahead of us. Whether you're needing like an energy clearing or you're just needing a recharge or boost to your energy, it's a really good time this weekend to be working on your energy and kind of getting where you need to be, connecting with your intuition right now, especially with all that. We have a lot of Pisces energy still playing out, or Neptune energy. Intuition is the ability to listen to your higher self. These are amazing energies for connecting with your higher self. Good news, as you're clearing your energy and releasing blocks, you're able to open up spiritually more, especially as you're raising your frequency and getting more clarity on your path moving forward, okay? So, and this is meditation. Make sure you're doing some type of meditation practice. This is very, very important. Meditation will bring you clarity of mind and a sense of inner peace. Whether I love to meditate at night. I know you can in the morning, but I have to go to work, right? Okay, I love to meditate at night. This helps me to unwind and it helps me to sleep 110% better, right? Okay, and then to go into these states of consciousness, because that's what meditation is, right? And so there's different spiritual practices that can really help us to connect with source. Most of our problems, 99% of our problems living on this planet, are getting disconnected from source, from negative energies, blocks, negative thoughts, whatever it is, life in general. So when we make time for the spiritual, doing energy healing, doing healing practices, meditation, this helps to connect us with source. This is powerful for recharging our energy. I was kind of joking around, but I'm serious. If sleep was the solution, we'd all be great, right? And yes, we need sleep. We definitely need sleep. I do too. But we also need other ways to recharge our energy, because that's only doing so much, right? So we need to also recharge our spiritual energy, our spiritual batteries. Meditation and energy healing are an amazing way to do that. Nature. Okay, we have clarity. A mind of clarity is a mind of action, getting clear. And I love that about these energies too. So we are almost out of Capricorn season. I can't believe it because I feel time is just time warp, right? Okay. Anyways, we're almost out of Capricorn season, which is okay. I don't mind. I like the seasons. I talk about going through the wheel of the year and the cycles of life. So we're still kind of getting like goals, long-term planning, you know, what we want to do. And of course, we're going to implement these plans along the way. But you might be kind of finding yourself spacing out a little bit, especially with that Sun in Capricorn, sextile Neptune and Pisces today. You might be kind of in between worlds, right? Oh my God, the physical and the five. You might be in between worlds, focusing on your dreams, where you want to be, but you're in this space of the day-to-day. Like you might be kind of, you know, that bridge in between right now too. So you're getting clarity on where you want to be. This is important for this year, bringing you there, by the way. So if you feel like you're kind of trancy, daydreaming, exploring altered states of consciousness, right where you should be right now. Have patience too. Greet each moment with endurance and practice of mind. So sometimes spirit or your spirit guides will show you things and we're always like, okay, I don't know how to make this happen. This is your dreams, what I'm getting at, right? Your goals, your dreams, things like that. You also have to trust the steps that you're being guided to take too. So sometimes spirit is showing you visions, our dreams, goals, where we want to be in life. And then we're being guided to, with all this Capricorn energy, take the practical steps to make it happen. And we don't always have to understand everything. That's okay. But trust your spirit guides if they're giving you directions on doing things, taking care of things. Okay, so we're going to do Divine Masculine. Sorry, I have this cat who definitely wants the spot where the cards are, right? I see her. She is my magical assistant, I would say, at the tarot, right? All right, so we're going to do a reading for the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine, what is going on for you? Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. My heart always comes back to you even when I don't want to. So sometimes, I always say sometimes there could be even runner-chaser dynamics. We have problems from both sides. Number one, normally it's the chaser. And a lot of times you guys are like, wait, I'm more awake. Not chasing your flame like a maniac. Now, oftentimes women go into the chaser energy, which is a total mismatch of energy, right? And it's probably scary, right? Oh my God, I deal with it. Helping you guys heal from it is a little, okay, it's a little needy, crazy, no one wants that. And you're not at your highest, best self at that point. Now, however, I've never seen, like anything else, twin flame can kick people into that frenzy of an energy. And then it's showing you the problem that you got to heal, okay? Not to make fun of it. But I want to go into this really quick because oftentimes, and I've seen it on both ends, one will withdraw, avoid, or pull back. We like to label that one as the runner, right? Things like that. And I've had to say this to someone in that very strong chaser energy, right? Like, this is not love, and it's not. It's like obsessive, it's crazy, it's angry, it depends on how you'll go into this. It's oftentimes out of wounded inner child, playing out abandonment wounds and fears and things that aren't good, right? Now, it can be very common that you may explore some of these dynamics. Okay, sometimes this can mirror anxious attachment, avoidant attachment. Sometimes this can mirror issues that are coming up. Oftentimes, this is what kicks in separations, this type of energy, let's call it for what it is, an energy and things like that. So some of you guys might be dealing with that. When we deal with that runner, usually it's love that can be scary because we're not scared of karmics, right? It's real love. It can trigger a lot of fears or insecurities or worries. A lot of times the basis is not feeling good enough, or it could be too intense and things like that. It just depends. I find that when you guys do the work, then you are able to neutralize the negative charges that come with some of those dynamics if they play out and things like that. So it depends. If this masculine has tried to walk away, has walked away, is in separation, or has gone through that in the past, you guys know this is your person, and sometimes that can teach you great lessons about the connection, because if you're truly destined to be with someone, the universe is going to make sure you end up with them no matter what, or you're going to end up in union with the person you're meant to be with, and it can teach you a lot about love and about the connection, or the connection that you have with your twin flame too. For this masculine, your heart is on your twin flame. It's easier being with someone from my world. Oftentimes karmic connections are a lot easier. They don't challenge you at all usually, and they're much easier, right? And unfortunately, I hate saying that. Oftentimes twin flame comes with a lot of growth and challenges you to do a lot of healing very fast and to look at things that you need to change in your life. So people that don't want to change tend to stay with the karmics. I see that playing out. Now, this isn't for everyone, but I do want to go into this topic because I've seen a lot of people messaging me lately with issues with this. You need to respect your twin flame to make whatever choices they want to make in their life too. We have to really pull back and respect free will and allowing each individual to navigate their own path and to make their choices in life of what they want to do. Sometimes people stay with the karmics because they're not willing to go to that higher level yet. It just kind of depends. If you guys are navigating that, make sure you guys are doing calls with me on what to do about that situation too, okay? This isn't for everyone, but sometimes twin flame can be a challenging connection that not everyone may be ready for, because sometimes not everyone is ready for spiritual awakening, as we can kind of see on planet Earth too. My memories of you haunt me and keep me thinking about what could have been. I'm telepathically connecting with you all the time. You're very telepathic with your twin flame. You can read each other. You're oftentimes on, I call it the same wavelength, right? Especially the more in alignment you are too, the more the twin flame gifts and abilities will come about. This could be having shared dreams together and connecting in the astrals. This could be reading each other's minds. I just can't think of like with the experience, but I had a nice experience like, this is going to sound silly because I always tell silly stories if you know me, but trying to give examples, right? So like one night I'm laying in bed and I kind of wanted, I'm like a little fairy. I like to eat sweet things sometimes, right? And I'm like, okay, I kind of wanted like donut. Yeah, donut. And I didn't know, like, I didn't really want to get them, and I'm thinking about getting the donuts, but I was feeling kind of lazy. Like, right? And I'm laying in bed, like, it's nighttime, and I'm laying in bed, and I kind of wanted the donuts, and like, I just didn't get them, and I was kind of lazy and didn't feel like it, and my twin flame came in and like brought me the donuts, right? And I'm like, how did you know? Okay, so you might have these experiences where you're kind of attuned to each other, reading each other's minds. I've had a lot of experiences like that where, I was thinking I wanted something and my twin flame gave it to me or something, right? Like just thinking it in my head and they wouldn't have known, you think. Right? So this is what can make the connection a lot deeper, because you're able to read each other's thoughts, emotion, and mind oftentimes too. So it can make it a deeper type of connection. Not everyone's ready for that. This is no different than ascending into the 5D, where you become really telepathically and attuned to everyone. I can read people's intentions and what they want with me really easy and fast. And some people like that, and it can make things a lot easier. If some people don't have great intentions with you, they really don't like that. Like, right? But this is good. It's needed to kind of read things too. So you might be getting better at reading, because we're talking about twin flame though, reading your twin flame, or reading their moods or how they're feeling and things like that, or getting better with that. So you might have these telepathic moments with them where you're thinking about something and they begin to talk about it, and this can go for many, many different ways. My soul wants to merge with yours. You can feel a very strong magnetic pull to this person that can make it hard not to get knocked off balance. Separation is one or both of you needing a breather and needing a break because things have got too intense. Usually it's from negative energies though. Most of the time, 99% of the time, it's from negative energies that have come up, that have pushed you apart, that need to be dealt with, need to be cleared, and needed to be released. And now it's different for everyone, of course. That's why I always say to get the individual help with this. But there's a very magnetic pull. It's how you guys meet each other. Billions of people on planet Earth, and you guys have come together in the first place and found each other. And this is something we do in many lifetimes and things like that. So there's a very strong magnetic pull. It probably keeps you thinking about this person and wanting to be with them on a deep level. My soul recognizes yours and longs to be with yours. Things are not over between us. It just wasn't the right timing. So some of you guys are dealing with timing issues and needing more work to be done. Why we come to Earth? To work on ourselves, to grow spiritually, and to work on ourselves on the soul. Some of you guys are in this 3D mask. Like, this is like taking off all of the masks. I talk about that, right? How people act, the persona, the 3D, right? The 3D mask and things like that. Now, the thing is with twin flame is they can see you to the core of your soul. Some people that you love that, some people not so much, especially if you're not grounded in who you are. And I mean truly who you are past the 3D mask. So oftentimes we come into the earth and we become the 3D version of ourselves first. This is the mask. You go through a spiritual awakening and you really tap into and find who you are and shift into a deeper alignment and become your higher self through the process, right? Your twin flame can see past all of that on the higher level, past all of the masks that we wear. So oftentimes we have different masks, right? Masks of control, abandonment. They're all the wounds that we wear connected with the ego too, because we have to go into these many layers of healing too. And so I always know sometimes with twin flame, you can see your twin flame, divine masculine, like no one else. You can see all their issues, all their problems, who they really are. You also see their strengths and what they're good at. There's a reason why you love them too. Let go of control issues right now. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. A lot of you guys have been letting go of control, and you've been giving your divine feminine the space that they need to heal to be ready for this union too. A lot of the times it's divine feminine that spins a lot and blames divine masculine and points the finger. But in reality, it's actually the divine feminine needed more time to mature and to heal and be ready on the deeper level. And divine masculine has loved them enough to give them that time or space they may need. For some of you guys, this is going to be union. I love it. Some might actually get married and bring that manifestation down into the physical. But this is true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. You know this is your person. We have already established that. So many cards, 3 in a row, just confirming that. So you know this is your twin flame, and everything is possible. So much more than you think. And I love this. I can't remember what I saw. Like, you have manifested so much up to this point that you already wanted. This twin flame is something that we call in, something we manifest. I know, and you're manifesting every second of it. Do you love who you're playing in this story? Because you're the main character and you've manifested all of it. So I do see some of you guys stuck with not playing the best character in your own story. Not to pick. Okay, you are manifesting every second of this. I remind you of this to empower you so that if you don't like something and you want to shift something, you easily can, okay? You are the writer, the creator, director, but also the main character vibes moving forward. Especially whatever narrative, whatever story, look at it like a movie, you're playing out with your divine masculine. Love the story, meh, not so much, time to shift it, right? We're going to make some nice shifts right now. We're in some powerful energy that we can too when we go into these high energies. We want to be using these waves of energy to get things done and to make shifts. Okay, so soul merger, try to ebb and flow with this. Take me home, pathway to true love. And I always say that about your soul leading you home. It could be this person. Sometimes home, we're learning, might be this union. It might be this person. It's always back to source. So when you really get in alignment spiritually and we're back with source, you're going to find you're coming into alignment with your counterpart too, with your twin flame too. This is a reading for the divine masculine, really aligning. This could be healing root chakra wounds, family wounds, job, material wounds, whatever it is, you're healing a lot of stuff because this is taking you closer to your divine feminine. Enter your vortex, aligning with infinite abundance. So many of you guys are getting creative ideas right now that can help you to create and manifest in a different way right now. You might have a focus on money, material. I said root chakra, but root and sacral right now to heal some of these areas. We're going to see a lot of healing happening. I have the healing card. We're going to see a lot of focus on healing any areas you may still need it. You're a strong manifester. Some of these things you might manifest with your divine feminine together, where you begin to work together and put your gifts together and amazing things start to happen. Okay, we have my karma card, and this is like karma is a universal teacher, sending forth lessons from your past and your present. And this is where things cycle around, and this is a focus on healing, right? We talked a lot on the other side about healing karmic energies and moving through your lessons, trusting that life gives you whatever lessons that you need, and that we're all going to have to face different things in our lifetime, but it's supposed to make you, it does make you a better person, able to overcome things, especially the challenges that are set forth. So we have to trust that, you know, we have lessons specific for us that our soul is sending forth to help us to become better people, or even to shift into this union. Expression unleashes and empowers your inner creative energy to shine forth. So really getting creative during this time, focusing on the beauty. Beauty is unveiled by the lustrous light within. Focus on the amazing things, gratitude, happiness, things that are going good. I love these cards. Happiness is the overall state of complete being. We're being guided to tap into the spiritual, to shift away from the material, and you're going to find so much more happiness working on your energy, shifting towards the spiritual, staying in a state of gratitude, right? Practicing mindfulness, just staying really anchored into the now, and more importantly, where you're going. It's like driving. You don't want to always be focusing on the rear view mirror. There's a reason why it's behind you, right? You want to be focused on where you're going, where you're headed. And it's like that with life too. Being guided to clear karmic cycles, find forgiveness right now, really work on compassion and releasing old wounds, especially any old twin flame wounds that might have been triggered. Your twin flame is going to trigger a lot of stuff that you're still holding on to help you to release things and to heal things. Focus on your healing. A healthy body thrives with a constant flow of balanced energy. And I was saying we have a lot that can, I'm choosing my words carefully, that can run us down, deplete us, you know, take a toll on us, whether this is stress, anxiety, worry, things in life, right? You're working a lot or overworking. I see a lot of that, and people getting run down. Make sure that you're taking care of your energy and staying focused on your healing. Do some energy healings once in a while. Pour some energy back into yourself. You're going to know that you need to do some energy healing or clearing work if you're going through stressful stuff. You're having a lot come up. You're going through changes. You're feeling a lot of negative energy or negative energy in your interactions. And this is specifically very important for twin flame, because if things are kind of going negatively, not getting along, bickering, old stuff coming up, kind of shining a light on things you might need to heal or let go of. Energy healing is really going to help you with this, but especially for your overall vitality and feeling better and things like that too. So if you need a healing, any of the sessions on my website will help you a ton. I say just intuitively pick one. Make sure you're doing some type of healing work too. You'll be feeling a lot better. You're going to be showing up at a higher frequency and feeling more balanced and things like that. So I have a lot of really nice healings on my website. Go with what you're guided on there. So masculine, make sure you're also doing some type of energy healing work. I am going. That's about it. I'm going. If you need me, I have lots of healings up all weekend. It's a great time to find me through the weekend if you need to book anything. I'm actually going to be working. Today's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I see with some of these shifts, I kind of am trying to flow with the universe a little bit better in my own little world and things like that. But if you need me, just go ahead and book me on my site, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. You need a phone call. I have lots of reading or coaching options. Have a beautiful weekend.